love stories. Hey, welcome back to Love Stories. I'm your host, Cheri Smith, Blue Heart Music, and this is a place where you just might learn a little bit about love while being entertained. So today's topic is when somebody breaks up with you and then their friend moves on in, like they try to make some moves. Have you ever had that happen? Well, I've had that happen twice. And I'm going to share my experience. So we'll see what happens when somebody breaks up with you and then their friend tries to make the moves. Is it worth it? Find out. So as I mentioned, it happened twice that a guy broke up with me and then his friend kind of like made the moves on me. So I will mention in both of these cases, it wasn't like a clean breakup. Like, the guy wasn't like, we need to break up. He just, like in both cases, he just kind of like pulled away, drifted off, got really busy. We never chatted about things. Like, it was more just like this kind of dragging your heart out, It's just like emotionally very hard and, kind of left me confused and not really knowing what was going on and not really knowing like, it's definitely over, even though it seemed over, So in both of those cases, I was just like not in the best headspace to move on. So in the first situation, when the guy I was kind of seeing like just pulled away, and then his friend actually had a sit down with me and he was like, and it was interesting because his friend was actually someone I chatted to a lot about the guy I was dating. Like, he kind of like would talk to me about the relationship. So that was kind of interesting. So he sat me down and he was like, I have feelings for you. I think we'd be really good together. And actually, I really respected that. Like, I had a lot of admiration for him that, number one, he had the guts to do that, because that takes a lot of guts. And number two, just that he was that honest, because that was something I certainly lacked from the previous relationship, was just somebody who would be forthright and just kind of let me know what's going on, right? But I wasn't in the right headspace to move on. And also, I just wasn't really attracted to that person. So even if he had waited longer, it still wouldn't have worked out, because it just, wasn't a match for me. It wasn't somebody I was attracted to. And so the other situation where I was dating someone and then the guy was like pulling away, being distant, his friend actually asked me out, which he prefaced it like, let's go hang out as buddies, so he wanted to go see a movie. So I was like, oh, that's nice. He's being a good guy, just kind of comforting me that things aren't working out with this other guy. And, I thought he was just trying to take my mind off of things. But it turned out when we actually went to go see the movie, he was interpreting it as a date. So that was a little bit awkward. And again, I was still like not in the right headspace and hadn't totally moved on with the other guy, or from the other guy, but also I wasn't attracted to that guy either. So in both of those, it didn't work out, like, for the other person. Like, it didn't evolve into anything. All right, so after hearing my stories, what do you think? Is it a good idea to bust a move on somebody if they've gone through a recent breakup, or if they've had like somebody that kind of left the relationship and left them all confused and wondering? So personally, I would say, like, it kind of depends, but in my experience, no, it wasn't a good idea. But here's the lessons. If somebody has been recently dumped or has like my situation where they just kind of drifted away and left me all confused. So in those situations, I would not recommend like trying to bust a move on somebody. Like, just give it more time. Maybe if you want to do some casual hangouts, that's cool, but don't make it like a date. you know, they're just not going to be ready to date. I would give people a little more space. Like, I don't think that's a great way to go. All right, and then the second lesson is it doesn't hurt to try, you know? So if you are interested in somebody, like, give them enough time and space and, you know, just keep hanging out with them, but don't make it like a date. And if they're attracted to you, at some point they'll eventually come around. They'll kind of wake up and get over this other person. Things might work out. You got to take chances, right? But you know, if they're not attracted to you, it's just no matter how long you wait, it's not going to work out. If they are attracted to you, give it some time, be patient, and you might have a chance. So now I want to know, did you ever make the moves on somebody who had gone through a recent breakup, or did you have somebody make the moves on you? Well, please share your experience below in the comments. I would love to hear your story. Oh, I left my visual aids over here. Excuse me. Okay. Remember, there'll be new episodes Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific time. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And please remember, if you found some value in watching this video, or if you just like my stories, or you want to hear more about dating, relationship tips and advice, then please hit that subscribe button. And if I'm not at 1,000 yet, I really need you to subscribe. So please help me build up to that. I'm working on it, and I could use your help. All right, share if you like. And most importantly, I want you to know you are loved. All right, thanks so much for watching Love Stories. I'm your host, Cheri Smith, Blue Heart Music, and I will catch you next week.